Tree Shrubs and Evergreens can make your little corner of the world into a fabulous showplace. They give comfort and appreciation of how great Mother Nature really is. Treat them right, and they'll give you and your family beauty for years to come. Public television is like that. It adds to you and your family's lives, but we sometimes take it for granted. It's too valuable for that. So now is the time to nurture it. All it takes for public television to grow is a little jump start. That jump start is a pledge, your pledge. If you pledge right now, you'll continue to see quality programming for years. Comes down to you and your pledge. Now, I know you're anxious to get back to the program to see what else I've got in store for you and the Tree Shrubs and Evergreens, but please, take a few moments and show your support for this informative and entertaining national resource, public television. Phone in your pledge for financial support right now.
Well, we're going to go back to the conclusion of this incredible program in just a few moments, but right now we're back live in Studio A of WVIZ with everyone in Northeastern Ohio's best friend, Jerry Baker, the Master Gardener. And I'll tell you, Jerry's been a great help to us so far tonight because there's so many questions here in Northeastern Ohio about our lawns, about our shrubs, about our trees, about our gardens, about our flowers, and Jerry knows the answers. He's spent so much time right in this area, in the Detroit area, and all across the country, and he knows what he's talking about.
Did you notice how that the majority of answers come into 3 or 4 solutions?
They do.
And the thing is that you go out and you spend $26 million a year on home garden products, 2/3 of it are wasted. So what I'm trying to tell you is what our forefathers used works out pretty darn nice. So when I said you only need about 3 tonics, you need the can of beer, the can of Coke, the can of apple juice, a cup of ammonia, a cup of soap, and a cup of liquid lawn food, and a cup of urine. That's fed every 3 weeks. You feed dry in the spring and the summer with sugar and Epsom salts. And by the way, school teacher, I told you, man, you want to know where I learned all that stuff? I told you, and you said you'd call in then and make a pledge. So call and make a pledge. Now, to keep everything clean, it's the mouthwash, the chewing tobacco juice, the chamomile tea, the Murphy's oil soap, and human urine. Keep the varmints away, it's Murphy's oil soap, castor oil, hot sauce, alum, and human urine. Mix that together. That's all it takes, folks. There's no big hocus pocus. So make the call, pledge $100. I give you every one of those things right here in this great big combination for 100 smackers. I'm only going to be here for this break and one more break, then I'm going to be gone. You're going to be sorry, and I'm going to tell you I told you so. And I got one more thing I want to talk to you about. With the winter the way it was and everything, there's going to be a lot of anemia because the plants don't have the food, and unless you get out and do what I've said to do, you're going to have a problem. Use iron.
What's anemia?
Anemia is iron poor blood. Gets yellow. The foliage gets yellow. Okay, use any source of iron. I like a dry iron. This happens to, by the way, if you see any little gold specks in there, it really is. Put that on and then take and fill your hose end sprayer up with cola and overspray it. Remember when we were kids, we put nails in a Coke bottle of Coke? Did you ever see it and it rusted down? Well, what it makes it work within 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
What do you got in your hand?
Another tip. Well, I've got something that I picked up over here, vitamin B1. It looks like something that my kids would take. What is this all about?
This is for what your plants take. How many of you have bought vitamin B1 Upstart? You know, it's a plant starter. Yep. All you do is take 4 ounces of the tonic, put it in a gallon of water, and then dissolve a vitamin B1 tablet in a cup of boiling water, put it in, you now have a whole gallon.
And how much did I just save?
About $7. No kidding, about $7.
Go to your telephone, folks, right now. Remember, we've got lots of questions. There's a whole bunch of them here. I'm going to be asking Jerry in just a moment. When you call in your pledge, ask your question. The volunteer will write it down and get it down to us. So let's go back to Maureen in the telephone bank with all of our good friends from Holden Arboretum. Maureen, how are things going?
Well, we have about half the phones available right now, so it's a great time to call. You may have tried earlier, and you may have run into a busy signal. If that was the case, then try again right now. You'll be able to get through. You'll be able to get the great deal that Jerry was just talking to you about, the $100 pledge on a credit card, and you'll have all of his 8 books on all types of gardening, as well as the cassette, the 1-hour cassette, and which includes the booklet on year-round garden magic. These are available again for a $100 pledge on your credit card. You know, if there's any time that this information is something you can't be without, it's this winter. As we go into this spring, we've had a winter that these plants and trees don't know what to do with. Things were starting to bloom, and then all of a sudden we had this several nights of hard freeze. Well, it's probably a sure bet that you're going to need some help from Jerry this spring and summer to make sure that everything blooms and comes back the way that you want it to. This is the information that's going to help you out. We have people here from Holden Arboretum, who are taking our calls this evening. There's probably 5 or 6 people available right now, so you can make your pledge right now with a real simple phone call in about 90 seconds. And don't forget, this $100 offer that Jerry's brought us just during this time, this program, is a $50 savings. Normally, these 8 books would be a $90 pledge. This audio cassette with the booklet would be a $60 pledge. That's usually $150, but you can have all of it for a $100 pledge on your credit card this evening. Make your call right now. This is going to be your last opportunity to get this, and Jerry has made this very special offer just for you. Kent?
Thanks, Maureen. And phones are ringing. Get your calls in. We got some questions. Let's get to a bunch of them. You lived in Detroit. You moved to Florida. You should have the answer to this one. This person, Billy, I think it's Billy, it might be Ellie, from North Olmsted, has an 8-year-old orange tree, but she's growing it indoors. What can she do to improve the growth of that indoors?
Buy a ticket on Delta and send it back down to Florida, and I'll tell you, you can send it to Eustis. I'll take care of it for you right now. You have to recreate its normal living condition inside. If you use the tonic that we talk about here, 4 ounces to the gallon, put a tablespoon of Knox gelatin in it, and then go ahead and use that as your plant food. Misspray the foliage. Misspray the foliage with a solution of baby shampoo, 2 drops in a gallon of water. That'll be enough to wash off any of the dust that's around your house. They need a lot of light, so put them in the west with a shear, or use a light bulb, one of those grow lights around it. It looks like a regular light bulb, but it's blue.
Right, it's got that...
yeah, but it looks like it's full spectrum.
Right. Joe in Cleveland says, is it okay to use ammonia in the vegetable garden?
Sure it is. It's nitrogen. It's the best source of nitrogen in the world. Actually, what's even better than that is urine. Now, I use equal amounts. I use 50% urine, 50% ammonia. Now I have urea, and that's what you buy in a bottle. Yeah, it works out very nicely. Teaspoon to quart, tablespoon to gallon, cup to 20 gallons.
Margaret's calling. She's got a question a little bit different. I'm going to ask it 2 ways because I've got this problem also. We seem to have skunks infesting us all over northeastern Ohio. We had a family living in our backyard. I couldn't call the animal protective people because they were babies and they were cute and I didn't want them destroyed. But she wants to know, what can we do about skunks? And she says they're causing bare spots.
Yeah, they're digging grubs. They're telling you they're your best friend. And what they're telling you is that you got grubs. That's what they're digging up. So you're going to use a material called Grub-X by Scotts. The chemical in it is Merit by Bayer. That gets rid of their source of food. Now look at me. Look down here. And write down, all of you, if it has any fur on it, I don't care what it is, skunk or raccoon or cat or dog or anything you don't want around, it's 8 ounces of Murphy's oil soap, 4 ounces of castor oil, 5 ounces of hot sauce, 1 teaspoon of alum dissolved in a cup of water, and 1 ounce of urine. Mix all that together. Use it in your hose end sprayer at 1 cup to 20 gallons. 1 cup to 20 gallons. Spray the entire turf area. If it's squirrels and everything, up the tree as well. That will get rid of the skunks. You got to kill the source of food for the grubs and then aggravate them.
Now, we've talked about the formula many times. It's in the items. They can get one on the pledge tonight, right?
No, I didn't. I told you that's the only one you've got there, so I'm going to do it again, so everybody write it down.
Time.
8 ounces of Murphy's oil soap.
8 ounces.
4 ounces of castor oil.
4 ounces.
5 ounces of hot sauce.
5 ounces of hot sauce.
1 teaspoon of alum.
1 teaspoon
dissolved in a cup of water.
Cup of water.
And 1 ounce of urine.
1 ounce of urine.
And then that will be 1 cup in 20 gallons of water to cover 2,000 square feet.
That's the only new formula we have tonight. Every other formula is in the book. Here's a problem. Morning glory vines throughout the lawn. How do I get rid of them?
Well, again, throughout the lawn, I mean, they'll be around something, but you'd have to spot spray them, and that would be with phenol. Remember, it kills everything it touches from the top down. There's, you also can go ahead and use a weed and feed on it, but I pre-spray with soap and water first.
Okay, back to Maureen. Let's see how things are going back in the phone bank. Maureen.
Oh, it's busy up here right now. If you may get a busy signal. If you do, we'll call you. You can try calling us right back. We may also end up taking your phone number and calling you back. We want to make sure that we get everybody in that wants to take part tonight in this terrific programming that's being presented by WVIZ. And don't forget, I have a special offer for you, which is a $10 gift certificate as long as you pledge $60 or more to WVIZ. $60 or more on your charge, and you'll get a $10 gift certificate, which is good for the Store of Knowledge. That's the PBS store in the South Park Mall in Strongsville. That's another just an extra special thank you gift that WVIZ has for you tonight. A lot of pledges again for $100. That $100 pledge is for the 8 booklets that Jerry has been talking about and the audio cassette that you see on the screen right now. That 1-hour audio cassette, the little booklet that goes with it, and the 8 books that you see there now, all available for a $100 pledge on your credit card. You'll also get Avenues magazine coming to your home once a month. And Jerry's newsletter. Let's not forget Jerry's newsletter. You're going to get that special commemorative issue of On the Garden Line. All of these things for that $100 pledge. It's a really special offer that's being brought to you right now. All the phones are going crazy. The people at Holden Arboretum are doing a great job. We have 4 phones available. 4 phones. You only need one of them to make your pledge, so make that call right now, Ken.
You know, Maureen, right next to you back there is that big sign that says "Making the Difference for You." And I'll tell you, tonight we really are. All this information that Jerry is